Psalms 26:9. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, and their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity, redeem me, and be merciful unto me. Call halal Yahweh Basham Abashai, Bahashem Bakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth to be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning. To you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. You know, and as I look out the window and I see that false image in the distance of Mary, and I remember having a long conversation with that brother and his wife, and told them that they were Israelites. And I mean, we talked for probably about an hour and a half, breaking down the history and the scriptures and everything to them. And I don't think he had moved in with her yet. You know, they were like high school sweethearts who kind of reunited and got back together. And yeah, so now, you know, now they're remarried, or however you want to call it. But about a year after him being there, all of a sudden this Mary appears. So, you know, it's just, you know, death is just going to come to him. Because Jake is just hard-headed. Because he sat there and listened and believed and listened and listened. And then he still turned around and went right back into them Catholic churches, man. And that's the issue with Jacob, man. They don't pay attention or heed the warnings, man. As my mama used to say, they don't believe fat meat is greasy. Which I never understood that saying, but one thing is true, fat meat really is greasy. You start cooking it and the fat burns off and creates its own grease. All right? But the reason I brought that up is because I was just listening to an official briefing, a live briefing was on the Operation Warp Speed about the Crown Royal 19. And they're preparing to roll this thing out. They really are doing it. And don't be fooled by them. They lie. They already have these vaccinations. They already have them. Because I was sent an article earlier, or video earlier, where they were talking about, no, it was actually an article. And in this article, they were talking about how the fact that the first round is going to make people so sick that people aren't going to take the second one. Well, not only are they going to have that issue, but you got many Americans that are against this and are not going to want to take it in the first place. So they already know they're going to meet huge resistance, which is why they're involving the military in Operation Warp Speed. All right, this is Isaiah 55, starting verse 21, and it reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." All right, and that's exactly what they're going to do, because it said that they're doing this for the people, and they want to make sure that there's no have-nots in this, and everybody, they don't give a damn about the people. All right, like you have all these family and health centers everywhere, you know, and like that they're for the children, but yet they spray chemtrails in the skies, which have been scientifically proven to do damage to children. You know, this is it's all a lie with these people, man. Everything that they do. All right. Verse 22. "Cast thy burdens upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee, and he shall never suffer the righteous to be unmoved." So, you know, people are worried about it. You know, my wife was like, you know, if I don't, what happens if I don't take the shot? Will I lose my job? Yeah. Be prepared to lose everything in order to gain everything. All right, this world is temporal, man. It really is. These possessions are temporal. Nothing you have can you take with you to cross over anyway? You can't take any of it on the chariot if that's your destiny. All right? You can't take any of it with you because, the Lord has a reward for those. And your rewards, your measly possessions on this side are going to be nothing compared to what we're about to get. All right? Verse 23. But thou, O power, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out their days, but I will trust in thee. So just like it says in I believe it's Job 14:5. Let me see. It says that they have there's a line, a line of demarcation. They cannot cross it, man. Right, Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that they cannot pass. See, they have a time period that they cannot pass, man. The guy even had the nerve to say it's such bright days ahead, but we want to assure the safety of all Americans. Man, you a lie. These people, this is Proverbs. Not Proverbs, but Psalms 62 and 4. And it reads, they only consult to cast him down from his excellence. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. So yeah, like like all of a sudden they're so for browns. They're so for blacks. They're so for natives. Right? You don't find it ironic that we've been telling you that the Negro, Latino, and Native American are the Israelites, but yet this whole sort of thing that the most vulnerable people, they want to give it to them first. Like I can continue to say, in 500 plus years of history, they've never put you ahead or first in anything. All right? Their goal is to get rid of you and maybe keep enough of you around to just be servants, because that's what making America great would be, putting you back in chains, putting you back in irons and back on the plantation. That's what they would like. Okay? This is and the water for your prayers. I do feel a lot better, but I'm not out of the woods yet. I'm still not myself yet. But this is Psalms 63 and 1. And actually, that's not what I want, Salakia. I do want Proverbs. (6 and 19). And it reads, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. All right, so even though that's talking about, Jake that be on that bull, but we can equate this to what's going on. All right, because they're constantly giving you numbers daily, this amount, and stats and figures, and then there's no way and they can't prove any of those numbers. Neither do they give any of the proof to any of the business owners that keep asking for it. We're just watching a video from the brother Barack out in the LA camp, and how as of what's today? As of Wednesday night, which is tomorrow, Pacific time, which is West Coast time, all outdoor dining in California will be ended, which is gonna, pretty much put a nail in the coffin and bury all the remaining businesses that are left. All right. So you can't trust these people. They're destroying people's way of life. They speak lies, man. All right. All this is about a reset. That's what this is about. The corona, or not that, but the Crown Royal 19. All right. The Crown Royal 19. You got to be careful what you say was basically is being the vehicle used to bring on this digital reset. That's what it's always been about, this digital reset, and it was used to hide the inevitable crashing of the dollar. Remember, you already had all these bubbles, and you were in the middle of the housing credit card bubble, housing bubble, used car loan bubble, student loan bubble. You had all these bubbles that were about to pop. You were also in the middle of the retail apocalypse. You were in the third, going into the, you were what? We were going into the second year or 2.5 years into this retail apocalypse. All right, when this thing hit, and then the most important thing was that all this pedophilia at the high government levels and at Hollywood celebrity level, all that had light was being shined on it, and they needed something to for the media to take the attention off what was really going on. And so this Crown Royal 19 provided the perfect cover, and they're going to ride this thing out. And it's just funny that something is so weak that has a 99.6 recovery rate. They're using, you think that they would use something real. And then there's other viruses that are actually spreading for real, that are actually killing people and harming people, all right, that you never even hear about. All you hear about is the Crown Royal 19 over and over and over again, as if people have not been getting sick and dying every day in America all day long, every day, every year, all the time, by the thousands. And many by other forms of flu and other diseases that are much more dangerous, but yet they never locked down the whole world as a result of it. Why? Because the dollar was flourishing. But now that everything was crashing and that they were exposed, well, there you go, man. So this is Proverbs 14 and 25. And it reads, "A true witness delivereth souls, but a deceitful witness speak of lies," man. All right. So like I said, these stats and figures that they keep talking about, but yet they can't provide any proof to prove those numbers. They just say something and then run with it, and you're just supposed to believe it. Many of the business owners keep asking, well, show us the proof. And yet they're being shown the proof. And in their defense, I agree with them, because hell, if I owned a restaurant, or if I owned a gym or a business that you were shutting down based upon some information that you're not providing me the proof that it's really happening the way you're saying it's happening, that I would want to know too. I would want to know too. How can you be angry at these people? And that's why you're going to have these great insurrections. All right. This is Psalms 55 and 23. And it reads, "But thou, O power, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out their days, but I will trust in thee." So look, you can't really worry about them. The Lord is going to take care of these people, man. He really is. All right. The Lord is not slack on his word. He's gonna do what he says. He's not gonna hesitate or beat around the bush. All right. As we have, like I have done many times, procrastinate on something, and the Lord is not gonna do that, man. All right. This is the book of Psalms 139 and 19. Okay. And it says, "Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O power. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thy enemies take thy name in vain. Do I not hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? And am I not grieved with those that rise up against thee?" So we hate who the Lord hates, man. And the Lord hates Esau, Edom. The Lord hates these lying, deceitful, bloody men. All right. With the nerves to say, be especially mindful of indoor gatherings. That's what they said, as they're trying to come against people who wants to. Now the hell with Thanksgiving is wicked as hell anyway. But you mean that you trying to tell people that they can't come together with their families and their friends and their loved ones? Man. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem Nahashai, by Hashem Rakak Wadash, Wa Abba Abba, Shalom.